Good morning. My name is Randy Majori, and I want to welcome you to Poems to Start Your Day. Our guest today is Teresa Stauffer, who will be sharing some of her poetry with us this morning. But before we begin, I'd like to share a poet that I came across last fall. He's Paul Mariani, and his book is called Deaths and Transfigurations. Here's a poem titled Mother of Consolation. What you look at hard looks back hard at you, as in this icon where the child with the dear brown eyes gazes at something just beyond your view, this infant king blessing everywhere, blood of her blood, bone of her bone, identical in mouth, the nose, the eyes. You can see he is his mother's son and hers alone in any way one's DNA supplies. If too, he is his father's son, how can you know but by the blazing love behind the gaze or in the innocence of blessing? Even then, there's no way to know until you touch the mystery within. As far as that, you will have first to understand what it is you gaze on with the same dim eyes that have too long settled on the sensual, the bland, the million sighing, fly speck buzzing lies. The scrim of sight is dimmed with sick desire. The Buddha knew this, and Blake, and Dante too. How hard, how hard it is to reignite the fire, the inner flame that lets you look upon these two whose gaze gives back such peace again. But only if you learn to turn the outward gaze inward to the gaze within, the child's eyes remembering the when, and the mother's doe brown eyes gazing back at you. Teresa Stauffer, retired special education teacher, writes poetry and teaches children with autism how to swim. He is the author of No Snitching in the Kitchen, a nonfiction picture book. Recently, she had 3 poems included in the telepoem booth in State College, PA, and had a poem published in Right Hand Pointing. She lives in Bellefonte with her husband, 1 cat, and an assortment of chickens. Teresa, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm going to read 3 very short poems, all on the same topic. The first is titled COVID Hands. I grasp a railing, open a door, hold my hands away from my body. With bent elbows, air cradle them. We carry our hands like grenades. The second poem is titled Science Fiction Flick, COVID Part 1. Some think it's a matinee. They're having a Coke and popcorn, waiting for the lights to come back on. Some think it's the first in a series and brace themselves for coming sequels. The third poem and the last poem is titled Measures of Time. I wore patent leather shoes and small white gloves to Sunday school. I learned that BC meant before Christ and AD Anno Domini. Today is Sunday. I am in sandals, planting snap peas with bare hands. Only now, BC means before coronavirus. And for some of us, AD will mean after the devastation. Thank you.
Teresa, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed our segment of Poems to Start Your Day. Please join us for the rest of the fest and our new segment coming up next. I'm Randy Majori.